My only thing with ICT is, he would. Trump is back in office, guys.
But the moment you go down to a lower time frame, you can't depend on a trend line anymore.
If the banks and the hedge funds don't use it, why are you using it? You get trading, and then you get the business of trading. That's why Forex trading is a scam.
Yeah. 021 stand up. Clutch control. Blink, blow, yeah. Blink, yeah, blow, yeah, yeah. Blink, yeah, blow, yeah, yeah. Blink.
So welcome everyone. Welcome to yet another episode. I'm your co-host. My name is Ibrahim.
My name's Ahmad.
And you're hanging with homies. Again, as you can see, guys, we have yet another guest, a well-respected member in the community. The OG Forex father. The best in the business. Huh? Talented. 8 years experience in the game, right?
Yeah, going on to 9 years now.
Can I say 6-figure trader?
Yeah, you can.
6-figure trader! Huh? The one and only Jean. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the
Thank
podcast.
you, guys.
You good?
Thank you.
Forex
Yeah,
father.
no,
Guidance. What's your
man.
TikTok name?
FxFATHER.
FxFATHER.
Yeah. FxFATHER trading guidance.
Trading guidance.
A lot of FxFathers on TikTok these days.
There's too many people. That's why you see I don't post anymore.
And they're all just in our DMs. If it's like, how's your trading going?
Nah, I'll never ask that. I'll give a fuck.
You're right, bro.
Nah, I'm telling you.
No. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am a bit nervous because I do look up to this guy. I haven't joined your mentorship yet because for the longest time I told myself, mentorships. I'm not gonna waste my money on that anymore. But from what I can see based on your content, bro, it's like you're just dropping gems, and that is just the tip of the iceberg, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Tell
nice.
us about your mentorship, bro.
So, I think what sets my mentorship apart from others is it's not just a course. It's not just like a PDF that you read. I'm not gonna,
Copy paste.
Yeah, some people sell PDFs
Put your logo
for,
on. Sure.
For me, it's very personal because I've gone through the trenches. Yeah. So I meet the trader where they are, and then I take them out of the trenches, basically.
Okay.
So everyone struggles with different things, Someone might struggle with risk management. This person might struggle with money management. Psychology might be a thing, but it's never also really psychology. It's more about the systems and the strategies behind it, right? So a lot of people, when they get into trading, they focus on the strategy first. But I always tell everyone the strategy is only the tip of the iceberg, just the tip.
Look, so a lot of people claim they know how to trade.
Yeah.
Right? So for someone that's starting out and they're really interested in joining your mentorship, for example, like how are you able to prove to them that like you're the real deal?
So for me, what I do is I meet them where they are. I never flex money. I never flex anything, For me, it's all about the systems and the strategies again, So I show them my track record basically, and then they can see, okay, this man knows what the he's talking about, So it's never about the flex, it's about the skill. Because as soon as you have the skill, you can take that skill and you can leverage it, Whether it's leveraging your own accounts or whether it's leveraging other people's accounts. I'm not saying you should trade for other people because technically it's haram, yeah. Unless you get licensed, But there are people willing to fund you out there. And then the other thing is also, if you have the skill, there's other people who want to learn, I'm not saying go out and do that. I never wanted to be in this position. I just started posting TikToks for, shits and gigs. And then people were like, my bro, teach me, my bro, this and that. So I'm like, okay, let me, put something together and stuff.
So now, about your mentorship, you said you meet the trader. Do you have one-on-ones with all of your mentees?
Not all. So I have 2 different packages, right? The first one is the one where it's basically like a community thing, and you still get access to my video courses and like strategies and systems and all of those things. And then there's the other one that's slightly I wouldn't say it's more expensive, but it's just a bit of a bump because that's where I spend most of my time. Because I spend
focus,
like an hour or 2 hours a week with every trader and making sure like we actually put in the work, do back testing, and we basically, go through all of their stats and stuff so that we can see, okay, where we nitpick and try and fix things. So I don't want to say this, but I kind of see myself as a trading doctor or like a mechanic, you see, because every car is different. You need to know how every car works. Just like every trader is different, you need to know how each of their brains work, and then you meet them there, you see.
And I'm sure in 8 years you already know every type of personality, how they, as a trading personality, and getting to know your students, you're also able to tell, okay, now this isn't gonna work for you.
I
Is it
think,
like on a sour level?
I think, yeah, but everything comes down to basic human psychology. Because like for me, I did my undergrad in psychology, so like I spend a lot of time on it. And every human is rooted within like their id. It's either fight or flight. So depending on what you do in those difficult circumstances, you're either gonna fight or you're gonna flight. Some people play straights and then they just dip and then let it hit their stop, or they not
Or
their
blow
stop,
their
but
account.
like basically
Who
blow
trades
their
with the stop
account.
loss these days, man?
And then other people they're gonna fight.
Yeah.
So when they get into it, they see, okay, it's going against me, then they move more positions. So it's either one of those two.
So for guys that's just starting out, right? Some people are willing to learn and start at the beginning, but like, what about students that say, I don't want to learn, just show me how the money is being made? Like, do you treat them any differently as to guys that's starting?
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean by that?
Nah, man, like, that's not really willing to put in the work as to try and understand how forex actually works as a beginner.
Yeah.
And they just
want to get rich.
they just want to get rich quickly, man. So do you treat them any differently as how you would treat
Yeah.
someone that's willing to start at the bottom?
Yeah, I don't fuck with them.
basically.
I don't couple with them.
You need to, I feel like, so just to give you an idea, no? Ahmad is waiting for me to make it in trading before
Yeah.
he starts trading,
Yeah.
attempting to trade. Huh? But the journey is different for everyone, maybe.
It is.
And
It is.
for me, I still didn't make my ROI yet, bro. Like, I've lost so much money trading, and there's people that do it in a year, that do it in 6 months. I don't know, but that is, everyone's time is different. You get what I mean? So
Are you explaining to me?
I'm wanting to find out by you, what is stopping you from actually wanting to go? Because it's a skill. It's like you're a laborer, you're a bricklayer. You acquire a skill that you can, like you say, teach.
Now, but at the end of the day, it comes down to time, right? And you need to actually put in the work.
1,000
And you
hours.
said you've been doing it for 4 years now.
Okay,
So, you know?
I still drive a iPhone.
So, I mean, that's,
But bro, I
that's the
still drive
example.
an NP. No one gives a me, bro. That's the thing. I know my NP's paid off.
That's it.
I have tenants living in fucking buildings. I have no debt. That's the biggest flex.
That's the, it is
you know,
the biggest flex. Sorry.
as to me, it's not about pulling up in this or pulling up in that. When I was younger, my father had business. And we had, my bro, we had so many cars. I've driven so many things. So those things don't excite me anymore. That's why I can care less about it. To me, it's like the smaller things. Seems like, for me, like back in the day, yeah, I used to go to a barber. I paid like what, $30 for a haircut. Seems like now I get massaged up like head and neck and everything. It's the smaller things, It's the finer
in
things.
life, bro.
Yeah, but for a lot of up and coming, like, I think that they're driven by what they see on social media, right? So if you see that, bro, with the M4, with
I
the
didn't say info.
nah, because that's
Yeah,
you
you
would have said
wanted
M4, right? So, do you think that your way pulls in a certain type of trader, or do you? So it's okay, no
Definitely.
problem.
Like I say, the people that know, that can tell what your work is, and I'm not glazing myself here, Ahmed. I'm just saying I see the vision, Sinja, and I understand the method behind it.
Yes.
But a lot of people understand the method behind it, man. They just, like you say, want to get rich now.
Yeah.
Because someone else that is now making 20K, they think they're going to make that same 20K as well when they come in there with their 500 or their 700 rand.
Because that's what's being advertised when you
That
sign
is
up
what's
for the
being
course, right?
advertised our way.
That's the thing, you know? And, you know, as traders, it's funny. Because the consistent money, you know, unless you're like highly skilled, is not in the charts. It's not on the charts, you know. You need to be like part of the 1% of people out there.
Are you part of the 1%? You see yourself as the 1%?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
And me, I just don't have any records to show it.
Nah, but the thing is, you're better than all of the other people out there.
Already.
Yeah, or you break even at least.
Are we? No, I'm making money, but it's like I'm making small money, man. I need capital. That is what I need. I need capital, bro. And I go, like, I've tried funded accounts. Other firms are closed down. Maybe I have an account for like a week, bro. Next week, but it's closed down. I said, why did you take my
which
money?
firm was it?
Funded engineer.
Fuck you, funded entity.
Oh, yeah, fuck you guys. And some of them is just like too expensive, like FTMO.
Yeah.
That is where you want to be, but they just. Do you do funded accounts?
Yes.
Nice, no?
I mean, the thing with funded accounts is it's way different than using your personal account. You know, you can't treat it the same. For a funded account, you need to buy it and then go ham, you know, to pass it. And then thereafter, you scale down. And then you're like, okay, now let me treat this like respectfully.
I'm the opposite, bro. I want to first pass it like, I want to pass it like knowing that I was consistent enough to make my 10%.
Nah, that's not gonna.
No.
Don't treat it that way. You need to buy it. As soon as you buy it, you're like, okay, fuck this money,
2%.
fuck this account. Not even 2%. Like, well, what are you allowed like per day? If you allowed like 5% per day, go 4%.
Oh, you mad?
If your max is
5% isn't the max daily.
He always speaks about 1% when he speaks about trading.
I'm a 1% guy, bro.
the thing is 1% once you have the account.
Yeah.
If you don't have the account, you're just wasting your time. Because you're trading, you're basically trading demo, right? So if you're trading and you're making money, that could have been the money that you made on an actual account. So rather not waste your time on that, rather just treat that like a...
Yeah, but my trip is now, if I now pass it in 2 trades, let's say I do 2 odd trades and I'm risking 4% on each trade. I trade in 2 days. Next week again, the second phase, I do the same thing. Now I have the normal account. Okay, I kind of see what you mean, but what if now, like, so in essence, what you're saying is when you buy your funded account, just go all out on it, and if you lose it, buy another one.
Yes. But the thing is, a lot of traders, when they look at it, right, they're like, okay, I'm going to buy this 10 or 50 or 25K account because as soon as I make consistent money on it, I'm going to be sorted, I'm going to be settled. But you can't treat it that way, you know? So if that one account is your end all and be all, you fucked. You know? Sorry for swearing. You stuck in basically, you know? So what you can then do is break it up into multiple accounts, because then passing one, let's say 5K account or like 2 5K accounts as opposed to passing
10K.
one 10K or 125K account is so much easier, you know? Because once you have that account, you trade it smaller and it's yours. You can use that leverage basically, you see. But if you don't have the account and you're just trading it like step by step, you paper trading, it's not going to end up in anything, you know?
Are you going to move up to at least 2 now?
Definitely. Maybe even 3, bro. Maybe even 3, because that's so true, because that is why I said I want to be consistent enough to make my 10%. Like, I need to have 5 consecutive winning trades to make my 10%. But it's not always that you're going to get 5 consecutive winning trades.
You know what's your average?
In terms of winning trades?
5.
So for January, I probably, out of 7 trades, I probably took 1 L. So you can say 6 consecutive trades, bro.
No, that's good.
Oh, and I don't trade every day also. Like, so I don't know, sometimes, no, like I studied it. I don't think I fully understand the market maker buy sell model. Why do you look confused?
Yeah,
I'm not an ICT glazer, man, so I don't
I'm
know.
also not the iced tea glaze. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I feel like I do it every day
Yeah,
unintentionally, man. Because I normally just I have my 1 hourly candle.
yeah.
I wait for a sweep on that and I trade the next hourly candle. So that is what I do.
Oh, you look for like sweeps per
Hourly.
1 hour.
On the hourly candle, I look for a sweep. If I didn't get the sweep, I'm not trading the next candle, basically.
So you just base it off of one candle.
1 hourly candle because I only want to trade the next hourly candle. If
Okay.
that makes sense.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And I just obviously look for PDRAs or POIs within the 15-minute or 5-minute to get my entry. Right? Whether it be an order block like you.
So for me, I base all of my trades off of order blocks, you know. So I have a full system around order blocks and how to spot trades to either position trade. I have a full system for like a strategy for position trading. I have a full strategy for swing trading. I have a full strategy for day trading. I have a full strategy for scalping, you know. But they're all based on the same system. So when you look at the system, you're never going to be confused as to what the market is doing at like a certain time, you know, because all of them work interconnectedly into each other. You see, so I basically pieced it. It's like a puzzle, you know. Let's say you have one big puzzle, but then I take this quarter of the puzzle and I place it there. I'm like, okay, this is my position trading strategy. This is when I place a position and I let it run for like a few months.
Goodness me.
Yeah,
Patience with that, bro.
you need to work on
And
it.
you're closing partials as the months go by.
Yes, but I don't do that actively. I just have it there for other traders, you know, because each person has a different personality, you know, and they have different time allocated to them that they can, you know, apply to the markets. And then I have the other one that's like swing trading, where you can look for positions like during the week. You might find like 3 or 4
shot,
during
one
the
kill.
month, you know, or what did you say?
1 shot, 1 kill.
Yeah, 1 shot, 1 kill. I don't know what that is.
Nah, that's like when you get the high or the low of the week and you ride it for the rest of the week.
Yeah, basically.
ICT. I'm not the ICT glazer, just the thing is, nah.
Baby, bro, ICTs.
The thing with ICT is, nah, like, whether he's a fraud or whatever the case may be, the shit that I learned from him, I applied and it works.
Yeah.
You know, that's all that matters to me. Does it
Yeah.
work? Yes or no?
Yeah. My only thing with ICT is, you know, he overcomplicates things.
I agree.
Trading is already complicated
As it is,
in
right.
itself, you know. So there's no need to overcomplicate something. And someone who studies trading or like gets into it, you know, it takes on average for them 5 years, you know, to actually see a bit of profits, you know. If you're going to follow ICT, it's going to take you much longer because now you are understanding the market within one sphere or one aspect of what it's doing, you know. You don't understand it as a whole. And what he does is he breaks it up into multiple facets or multiple sections.
And it's not even sequential, bro.
It's not sequential, you know. So that's your ass, bro. You're gonna spend so
yeah.
much more time on that, just figuring out what this man is actually trying to say, as opposed to seeing, okay, this is what the market is doing. This is what could happen if this happens. This is what could happen if that happens. You know, it's so much easier. So something he goes on a tangent explaining like 2 hours could be done in 5 or 10 minutes. You're wasting your time.
Nah, he's 2 hours. He's just bitching about other traders not listening to him most of the time.
Exactly, bro. You're wasting your time.
But oh yeah, you
Now
saying?
finish your thought.
Now since I like to look at his entries as well,
Yeah.
and I analyze his entries, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That is how I got better.
Okay.
Understanding his entries, not really listening to his full, like his Twitter when he posts his on Twitter and stuff like that.
Okay, nah, that's good.
So like Ibrahim said that he does 6 wins, 1 losses when he
Yeah.
trades, right? So for example, if you're going through the opposite of what Ibrahim is, where he maybe has 6 losses, 1 win, or 5 losses, no wins, right? Do you think it would then like like you said, psychology wise, do you see a lot of traders giving up because of that, or do you think it would rather be a point where they have to persevere because the win will come eventually?
It's not about the one win, you know. So how I look at it, when you think about your trading, right? Someone with a high win rate percentage, right? Say now they win 8 out of 10 trades, you know, but those 8 out of 10 trades might be like small gains, you know,
One-to-ones.
1-to-1s, or you know,
One to two. That's me, bro. 1-to-2s, bro. Sweet spot.
yeah, 1-to-2 is good, you know, but if you just have 1-to-1s, 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 you know, at the end of the day, one big loss can take you out. You see,
Not if you're risking the same every time.
slippage.
That's if you're trading news. Like
So-
slippage only happens, I notice, when it's news events, because now price just jump to there and you must just take a bullet like a G.
Can I just say something? Trump is back in office, guys.
No. Trump is back in office.
Trump is back in office, you know. So, sorry, just to get to your point again, right? Where the other trader now takes 10 trades, and 8 of those trades are losses. You know, it might not be because he might be doing the wrong thing consistently, but that wrong thing might be a right thing on a different time frame, or like looking at it from like a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? So there's no right or wrong in the market. It's just the system, and if your system works interconnectedly with your entries, you know, your entries, your exits, how you manage your trade, all of those need to work interconnectedly with each other.
Is that all the system?
That's the system.
Now talk to us about your strategy, your, like, people will go from higher time frame to lower time frame through. I saw you talk about trend lines the other day. Not the other day, it was one of your older videos. Talk about trend lines, bro. I don't fuck with trend lines anymore. Why? Because ICT said so, but still, I never use the trend line ever since I started watching ICT. I don't see it. I don't look out for a trend line. Obviously, you can tell the market's bullish or bearish, and I will look for, you know, areas of interest in that, in and that, around that. But waiting for a trend line to tap and buying on the trend line and shit like that, bro, that doesn't work. For sure, that doesn't work. Maybe on a higher time frame. This is also what they don't tell you. That retail concepts now of a trend line, and that is only for, in my opinion, the 4-hour time frame. Only on the 4-hour time frame will you rely on that. But the moment you go down to a lower time frame, you can't depend on that trend line anymore.
So how I look at it, right, is everything works, but everything works differently. You see what I mean? Because just now it might not work for you, but it works for someone else, because their entries and their exits, you know, and the type of structure and confirmations they look for might be different than what you look for, you know. So everyone makes money. Everyone just makes money differently. There's thousands of strategies out there, thousands of systems. There's no one holy grail system. All it comes down to still is the amount of risk you're willing to put on, the gains you're looking to make based on your averages, you know, and let's say how much floating your position needs. You know, every position is not the same. Me placing a position on the 5-minute or 10 or 15-minute time frame, that position's optimal exit point is different than the one on the 4-hour.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people mix them in, like, they mix them. So now at the end of the day, they're confused. They're taking a scalp that they're taking, which is on a lower time frame. They enter on there, and then they're
Target
looking
is on
to
the 4-hour.
exactly, you know. So you just need to work based on what the market is allowing for that specific time frame and that specific strategy that you're trading.
Is that where the dealing range comes in?
The
dealing range.
Mate, bro, what the hell is that?
I knew you were gonna know that. And then, so now of the YouTube forex
Yeah.
mentors, no gurus, furus, whatever you wanna call them,
Yeah.
who do you fuck with the most? Are you laughing, Jenny? Oh, okay.
Okay, I made my day, so that's pretty.
I don't know really. Like for me, I don't really glaze anyone because I've seen how all of them trade, you know. But the one who I stand by is Sean FX Lee. If you know Sean FX Lee, he's the GOAT. That man, I would say, is one of the only YouTube trading mentors that actually knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he's a bit psycho, like when you watch his videos and stuff. But you'll see, you know, ICT notas.
Nah, he is, bro. I'm not gonna lie, he is.
Are there other people that share you guys' opinion? Because I don't want people to come for us in,
Bro, it's-
in the
They gonna
comments.
come. They gonna
It's
come.
different, bro. It's different cults, bro. Let me say he's ICT ever. All cult
Yeah.
babies there. And like everything that he says is that is.
It's the holy grail.
Because he's basically saying, fuck everything you learned before. What I'm telling you is right, is what he's saying.
But does he social media like, or does he show signs that like he actually knows, like you know what you're talking about, right? But for someone that maybe also have an understanding, would they have a different opinion as to say, okay, he also knows, like you what you're doing for him right now? Is the other people that does it for ICT as well that says, nah, you know what he's talking about. He's been in the game for 7 years.
Me, I like he does know what he's doing. I don't know. Don't talk about the Robbins Cup. I don't know what
No,
the happened there, bro.
Yeah, the thing is, he does know what he's doing, you know. But like I said, still, everyone makes money. Everyone just makes money differently. You know? Everyone's psychology is wired differently, you know. But to me, sometimes it's just the approach, man. You know, like how do you approach it, and how do you want other people to approach it? Because if you're going to overcomplicate it, it's going to be overcomplicated for someone else.
Someone else to
you
learn,
know?
yeah.
And my only issue with the YouTube type mentors or traders is they give strategies out and strategies and strategies.
You don't know if it work or not, bro.
Yeah, people still won't be profitable because, like I said, it's the tip of the iceberg, you know. But what I do with my students, not to say that my system is the best or what I do is the best. It's just the approach, because there are other traders who approach it within the same way that I do, where they, delve into those deeper psychological things, you know. So understanding the market, understanding market structure, understanding volume, understanding expectations, is one of the key things. If you don't know what to expect on a particular day, you're cooked. If you don't know what volume might look like during a certain news event, you're cooked. If you don't know how to manage volatility, you're cooked. If you don't know how to manage risk, you're cooked. If you don't know how to manage your trade effectively, you're cooked. If you don't know how to read market structure effectively, you're cooked. There's so many things that you need to look at as opposed to just looking at the strategy and if this thing is sweeping there, can I enter here? It's very nuanced. You can't just look at it from like a one-directional point of view.
Yeah.
Do all of your students like understand that like the amount of money that they're putting in is a risk at the end of the day, right? Because you're not guaranteed to win. So have you ever gotten a student or points in your mentorship where a student has put more money into a trade than you and lost more money than you to a point where they actually questioned your ability to trade? Or has it been like, okay, this was just the only one, we move again?
So what I do differently with my students also is I tell them don't deposit money into a live account yet. Do not. We work everything based off of demo. So what you do is you backtest a system or a strategy to get into the rhythm of things. You build data, right? Once you have that particular set of data, then you can take that data and then you can go and demo test it, right? Once you've demo tested it, you fine tune it, then you forward test it, Once you forward tested it into that demo system, you can then go and live test it with a smaller account, There's so many things that you need to look at first before going live into the markets. So many people are just jumping live into the markets without
Yeah.
knowing what to do, and that's where the issue comes in. So once my students go live, then they know, okay, this is the type of risk I'm looking at. This is the type of account I'm looking at. This is what my average wins look like. This is what my average losses look like. This is what my average,
Proper expectations.
then they have proper expectations. With that is then also paired with proper expectations of what the market could do at certain times, So you'll never overexpose yourself at a certain point where you're like, flip, I just blew my account, If you blow your account, then that should have been something that you were willing to take, Am I going full margin on this one account?
On this one usually.
On this one particular trade. Cool. Because you can work based on a risk management strategy, You can have a risk management strategy where you go full margin on every account that you have, Unless you have like one bigger account where you break it up into certain trades, So let's say you have a small account, sorry, but you want to scale that account. So now you want to risk, let's say 5 or 10% per trade with that small account, Then you already know, okay, this is the expected risk that I'm putting on.
Yeah.
This is the expected gains that I'm willing to get based off of the system and based off of what the system is willing to offer me at those particular times. So it's never just jumping into deep blue waters without knowing what types of sharks are down
of
there,
course, of course.
You have built a certain level of expectation based on the practices that we did before,
So you promote news trading, no?
I wouldn't say I promote news trading. I promote trading after the dust has settled. Yesterday was NFP.
I was gonna ask you, how was your NFP yesterday?
Positive. You know why? Because I trade after the dust has settled.
Not at 3:30 or 4. What's at 4:30 now? Something.
The thing is, if you trade at 3:30 or at 4:30, there's volume,
Mad volatility.
mad volatility, right? So you can't build a certain expectation. You can have a system around it, but there are too many factors that play into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say not really. They could, because of the factors that play in it is because that man just say good morning to the man.
Yes.
You just say good morning.
Slippage, right? Slippage is the thing. Your trade is positive, right? You bought here, trade is up here, but you in a negative. Why would you overexpose yourself like that? Or spreads, you place trades,
Yeah.
plop, plop, plop. You enter down here, the market enters you up here. You're already at a loss or a negative,
And that is, you're not even, sometimes, like this was what used to happen to me. I never used to factor the spread in my SL.
Yeah.
And I always check, why am I now 1.3%, 1.4% on this trade,
Yeah.
SL for example. That's because of the spread.
Yes. So that always needs to be factored in with the risk that you also taking. But then also look at the type of account that you are trading, because every account type has different spreads, different margins, So look at those like smaller things as well. And a lot of new traders, they don't know to look at those things. So if you place a trade and it goes into your direction, but before it did that, it took out your stop, and it does that every
To the point where you say, I'm done with the SL now.
exactly,
crazy.
But you're just not factoring in the spread. It could be a small thing, you negative at the end of the day, and you like pulling out your hair, like, why can't I get this? Why is it eating my stop and then moving into, my average direction, well, my expected direction, and then it's something small, So it's the small things that you need to look at, and not necessarily all of the big things all of the time, So you might be profitable, you just don't know that you're profitable because of that small thing,
Like a benefit to me was, if my SL is here, I'm going to put it like 3 or 4 pips lower.
Yes.
And when I put it in my MetaTrader, I'm going to put it like 3 or 4 pips lower. And it actually helps a lot. But these days, I don't mean to glaze myself again. But
But
these
you're gonna do
days,
it anyway, right?
my drawdown is minimal, my bro. Like when literally, you wait for a sweep, And like I can open my chart 5 minutes before the hour, and I already know what I want to do.
Yes.
And I can kind of like forecast in the next hour. We're not gonna really grab any low. There's no volatility today or volume.
Yes.
We're not gonna grab either side.
Yes.
Then I just wait for the next hourly candle,
Yeah.
and I just do the same thing on it.
That's where you want to be.
That's hello.
That's where you want to be. Nah, for real. That's where you
Aisha.
want to be. You know?
Aisha.
Because you were laughing at me early on when you didn't agree with me.
I didn't laugh because you didn't know what you were talking about. What did I say now?
broski.
Look, right? For people that start, and they're not going through your, what do you call your?
My system.
No, your,
What do you call your
what do you call your
mentees?
group?
Oh,
The
if-
babies. Because you must have fallen.
the thing is, I don't have a name, you know. So many people
Is that
build cults around their things. I must actually think of something.
The
you know?
babies must you than the father.
You know
my
what?
sons.
You know what? There's someone out there. I know who you are. I know who you are. I made a joke about 714 strategy, and I said
I saw
there's
that.
so many out
I saw
there.
that.
And then I said there's a 9 to 5 strategy also. You don't even know where that comes from, Buddha.
The 9 to 5. What's his name now? Say his name and it's on the tip of my
I
tongue.
don't know his name.
You do
But
know his
anyway,
name.
shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. 9 to 5 is a club in Worcester. And all my Vuvu men, sir, they will know. And that's why I said that. But anyway,
What is your thoughts and opinions on the Forex bots?
on bots. The thing is, bots work.
What?
They work. But they don't work all the time. They work only for a specific time and a specific market structure and a specific type of volatility and a specific type of volume, you know? So if you code a bot and then you say, look at this, look at that, look at that, you know? These are your entry criterias, these are your exit criterias, you know? All of that is not going to work the same every single day or every week or month or year or quarter, you know? So unless that bot is consistently updated with what the market is currently doing, you're cooked.
And that is what they don't tell you in the promo, guys.
Yes, you buy it.
Careful when you buy these bots. 10K for a bot. Are you mad?
It's us.
I'm mad in my head, my bro.
You buy your bot, no? And then that bot works today. Tomorrow it might not work because Trump or Powell or whoever could have said something, and that could then change up the markets basically, or the market cycle, you know, because every day, week, month, year, quarter, or century or whatever, there's a different market cycle. Bots aren't made for all of those different market cycles, you know. You as a human, you can adjust because you can read it and say, okay, this is what's happening now. I might then need to change this up because of so and so, you know. But a bot can't do that. It will see this one thing, do that one thing, and that's it.
And besides that, I already paid you the 10K for the bot. You're not going to tell me about those updates. You're
Yeah.
not gonna... Don't worry with the bots, guys. Like, for real, I don't clue in a bot, my bro. Not after all that stuff.
Now, are there distinctive signs that you should look out for when someone is trying to sell you a 10K bot, for example? Because I see us previously, before my TikTok algorithm changed, right? There was a lot of people that said, I made 100,000 with this TikTok, with this Forex
bot.
bot,
Sorry?
with this Forex bot, right? So, are there signs that you can look out for before you actually... Because the people seem like, I don't know anything.
Yes.
I'm hooked now because I want to make that 100K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what are the signs that you can look out for in a situation like that?
If it sounds too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. That's the only thing.
700% returns in 1 year, guys.
No, if it made 700% in 1 year, that account must have been really flippin' small, you know, to make 700% returns, or it's just a bunch of garbage. You know?
Thanks. Not even the big banks and not even they make that percent a year. Bro.
Yes. If the banks and the hedge funds don't use it, why are you using it?
Exactly. So you by the institutional trading.
Yeah.
No.
Well, what's
But
that?
you was an institutional trader.
But you guys trade different things, right?
By the
Yeah.
looks of it, yeah, we do. Wait,
Yeah.
different like pairs.
Different. He says NFP and you trade.
NFP is the news event.
Yeah.
I know
The
what it is.
market, so you get currency and indices. I'm by the currency line. You by the gold.
I can trade anything.
Self-glazing,
Wait.
guys.
Nah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, market structure. is
Market
the same,
structure is market structure. Man.
You know, once you understand market structure, you can trade anything. You know, but what, like I typically trade. If I trade currencies, then I trade GBP USD.
Same.
If I trade indices, then I trade the S&P 500 or US 500 or, you know, whatever they want to call it. If I trade futures, then I still trade the S&P 500 or E-mini or...
I don't know what's the difference though. Like I know one is like the actual thing and one is
Yeah.
just a lookalike.
Yeah, so if you look at futures, right, and if you look at forex, right, so forex is basically CFDs, you know, it's contract for differences. It's a synthetic market, so it's a fake market. You're not actually trading in the market. You know, you're not buying something and selling it, right? You're playing off of the difference
Basically.
in the price fluctuations, you know, and that's the difference. Futures is kind of the same. To me, I would say you still base it off of the difference in price movements, but you also don't have a physical asset that you can be like, okay, I bought this stock, I own this stock, you know, and that's the difference basically.
Is futures only stocks? I thought futures like also.
No, futures is comprised of everything. It's more regulated than the forex markets. So if you trade futures, you basically have no spread. If you enter and your position goes into a profit, it's profit.
Focal slippage.
Focal slippage. The markets are way more stable than forex. So those different gaps and things that you see, you won't see it because they have a centralized like a centralized regulator, you know. So what this broker and that
That's gonna-
broker
oh, yeah.
shows you on forex is going to be different as opposed to futures where everything is the same,
Yeah.
you know.
Why I don't think if futures is because the new, not contract. What do you call it? The new, like the new. I just call it the new chart because it is a new chart that you have to open up again
What do you mean?
for different quarters of the.
Oh,
I never know when it's the new one, and I'm still busy on the old one, and then there's a new one out already.
different contracts. Yeah.
Yeah, different. Because I just left it, but I was like, okay, I'm not there yet.
You could just trade if you're trading like with prop funds, then you can just trade the one. What do you call it now? It's like a combined version, basically, off of all of the contracts. You can just basically trade that.
Now, in terms of prop firms, who's your number one?
I don't have one because all of them can go belly up at any time. But I would say FTMO is still goated. I think FTMO also acquired a Wanda now. So they bought a broker. So if they can buy a broker, right, this is going to be more stable. They're going to pay you out as opposed to these newbie.
And this new
Props.
anyone just think they can start a firm and let's make everyone money.
It is so easy. I'm not going to lie.
Like
Well-
what do you besides the licensing, like what steps, what is the capital even that you must have to start a prop firm, bro? Like 100 mil.
Nah,
More.
way less.
Oh.
Less.
Less, bro. Less. You know what happens, and I'm speaking under correction, right? So what happens is, let's say you, right, EB, the real EB. Not
Guys,
Ah,
I didn't say that. I didn't tell him to say that. I didn't tell him to say that.
I'm kidding, EB. I'm a big fan, bro.
Wow.
So let's say you have like a certain following, right? I'm not sure if some of your followers like watch TJR or you know TJR.
Trades.
Yeah. So someone with a big following, right? You obviously,
The face now.
yeah, your face. You can bring in a lot of clients or customers. or
Also,
whatnot,
that's how they
you know?
actually get the capital.
basically, because what did they call it again? Like I said, I'm speaking under correction, but because there's certain tech that they need, right? The tech providers then reach out to a certain influencer or a certain individual who has a large following. Then they're like, okay, you promote this, we manage everything on the back end. All you need to give is like a small investment of, let's say, $20,000, and that's it.
Viewers.
That's it.
And then that man have his own firm.
Yes,
How do they benefit? Oh, they're giving him a cut of the Mensa that's losing money.
exactly.
That's batting their accounts because they're risking 4% a trade.
Do you know how much prop firms make me, bro? It's ungodly.
And they
For-
still don't want to pay you out also.
Exactly.
But that's the thing, there's only a few people that actually get those high payouts, man. They're not going to search to pay you your $100 or your $300.
Yeah.
It's the money that they have here, the 10,000, 50,000 USD withdrawals, monthly withdrawals. It's almost like they're a problem.
So they are a problem because
From a business side of
from a
things,
business side of view, you know, because there's trading, and then there's the business of trading. You know what I'm saying?
Is there no paperwork in this business to say, look here, I made whatever amount of money you do make, you have to pay me out, or is it like word of mouth?
That
Like,
is supposed to be in the T's and C's, bro, but it's...
They can decide.
Because they can summa... Sorry to break your
Yeah.
way, bro. They summa see now, okay, you have now 50K withdrawal. Now they summa analyze your trades. Now they tell you you're over leveraging. Now they tell you... What do you call it? When you buy and sell? That's leveraging, no? The same position where you buy and sell the same position.
Not leveraging.
Hedging. That's hedging.
Yeah.
They tell you can't do that.
are you trading with their money? For them to
Technically.
say, look here, now I have 50,000. Yeah, we auditing now. This doesn't make any
Oh, yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So
Because they don't want to pay you that money out.
yeah, because there's prop firms that let you actually trade on like in the actual centralized market, which is like if you trade A book, but then most prop firms are B book, you know, where they take the opposite. Some props take the opposite of your trades, and then others just
Yeah.
pay you out based on the other people's, you know, purchase fees.
Oh, yeah.
Tough business, no?
Yeah, and also like the problems. I don't know what's the difference between A book and B book, but I know certain. I think it's FTMO that does it, where they also will take the same trades. If you enter a buy position, if it doesn't meet their criteria, they're not taking that position, but
Yeah.
you still make money. But if your trade just so happens align with the way that they program their trades to go, they will take that same trade and you both will make money, and they still take 10% of yours. Crazy business.
That
Huh?
sounded right.
So I want to ask you, because we know these South African brokers reach out to the people with the clout and say, look here, we're going to couple you a villa, couple you a BM, maybe a paar designers also there and here and there. You just bring in the crowd.
Yes. And like I said a bit earlier in the episode also, the consistent money isn't on the charts. You know, you get trading and then you get the business of trading. The business of trading is where most of the money is made. And that's why you see all of these guys with the M4s and the, you know, all of these lavish cars and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because it's broker funded in most cases. I'm not saying in all cases.
Like
In
90% of the time, bro. 99% of the time. Broker experience.
You know, and the messed up thing with this industry is anyone can have a following, you know. Let's say you guys now have a following, right? But you don't know how to trade. You know?
Literally, that is what we spoke about, Ahmed.
A broker reaches out to you, they're like, hey, we see what you're doing, we want to work with you, you know.
And you just doing food reviews.
Yeah, you're doing food reviews or whatnot. You know, I see other EB also doing it. Pocket broke. Okay, let's not give people
Just for the
Free.
paycheck, bro.
just for the paycheck, maybe, bro.
Like we said, we're gonna do it, no? If it comes to
I
that.
told you we're not doing it, Ahmed, my bro. Like,
It depends. You can do it morally and you can do it immorally.
ah,
You know, it can be haram, but it also can't be haram. You know, because what are you promoting? What is your intention behind it? You know, if you're just putting it out there, you're like, hey guys, I'm working with so and so broker, Guys, I'm currently working with TD Market, so if you want the link, it's in my bio.
For real though.
Nah, for real.
Huh?
For real though.
Like, yeah, like I just started with him.
Yes.
You know,
Slam, man.
but it might change.
Slam, man.
It might
Depending
change.
on the chick, basically.
Not really. For me, it's never been about the check. There's been prop firms, there's been brokers reaching out to me, willing to give me money. They're like, hey, we want to give you like $2,000.
Yeah.
Promote this for us. I'm like, okay, what is your brand about? You know, what is your goal with this? You know, are you looking to, you know, feed into the industry and into people, or are you looking to suck money out of them? You know, I don't work with people who just want to suck out of people. You know, for me, it's all about giving value, because as soon as you give value, value follows you. You know, there's no, I can tell you now, there's none of my mentees out there, none of my students out there wanting to off me. And it's for a reason. Because I don't feed them bullshit. And also, I guide them properly.
That's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't steal money from them because of what other people do.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is, you know? I have a family. I want to live my life. You know what I'm saying?
Be able to sleep at night.
I want to sleep. And I can say I can sleep at night peacefully.
Like a baby.
Peacefully. I get messages almost every week from traders who say, thank you so much, maybe.
Yes, yeah.
Like, what you've taught me actually works, and I can take the skill and work off of it, you know? As opposed to, like I said again, a strategy where people want to offer you. People argue with mentors in...
Add a bit of spice.
Yes. Who bandile?
Kijk, this is Ahmad's concern. Like, before when we were talking about getting you on the
Yeah.
pod, Ahmad like, my bro, I don't want this episode to go out and then next week we see him on Rydell's channel, bro. I was like,
Nah.
nah, never.
Nah.
Never.
Nah, you won't. You won't. I can say that now with my chest,
Yes, yeah.
confidently.
But what I want to say now, like, I saw you. There's a few TikToks where you say that you don't agree with mentors that don't do the work, but you send signals into WhatsApp groups.
Yes.
Does that method not proven?
That's actually what I was starting to touch on now, but then we kind of spiraled off a bit, and
Sorry,
I
man.
kind of got
We back.
I kind of got, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, what happens in the industry is, like I said, you have a huge following, a broker reaches out to you, and they're like, hey, we see you have a following, you know, can you promote us? Then you're like, okay, like, how much are you willing to offer me? The broker then says, okay, I'm willing to offer you so and so much per lot that this person trades. Cool. You either get $12
per lot?
Yes, per lot.
Damn.
You can get up to $30-$40 per lot that person trades.
That's fake, man. I never knew that. So I thought it's just with the initial deposit. I guess that's in the contract also. Like
No.
the initial deposit, you get a stack of that.
No,
It's per lot.
per lot.
That's why they're
But
pushing the registration links the whole time.
yes, and my registration link is in the bio. but the difference is, you know, I'm not gonna push you BS because, like I said again, there's people who can't trade. They don't know what the fuck they're looking at when they open the chart, but they say buy now, sell now.
5 signals a day.
5
just so they
signals a
can-
day. There aren't 5 opportunities a day.
Never.
Are you nuts? And they that's where they make their money, you know? And that's why the brokers want to work with him, because they're working immorally,
With the masses also.
you know? And that's the issue with this industry, because that's why Forex trading is a scam.
Facts. Staan so.
That's why. Trading didn't do anything. It's these people behind it, you know?
Literally. I guess like for me it's always a moral thing, man. If I'm gonna promote something, I'm gonna tell you this is what is actually going to happen. This is, but the broker said, nah, you can't say that. Now what you gonna do?
Work with a moral broker.
For starters.
For starters, there are some out there, you know, that are like, okay, like, this is fine, you know. But the others who are just in it for the bag, nah, you know. Because if you look at it this way, we go out, right? do a nice dinner. We have a steak, you know. There might be 5 people sitting around this table. 4 of them might hold a knife like this.
Mm.
The other one might hold a knife like this. You know, it's the same knife,
Mm.
but just how you carry it is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
And that's where the issue comes in within the industry. Too many of us carry the knife like this and not like this to feed others. You know what I'm saying?
I give him advice to not using my gems.
Bro, are you picking up what I'm dropping? Are you picking it up?
Any last words, Ahmad? We're almost done.
I don't know. You wanted to in the previous memo that you sent me. There were more questions that you wanted to ask him.
Now, the main thing that I wanted to ask you now that I know more or less how you're trading, right? For me, I don't focus too much on the order blocks because I know some order blocks are weaker than others. I don't know how to spot out a strong order block, right? How do you quantify? How do you quantify your data to know this is a 70 or 60% win rate?
What do you mean?
What are the? So for me, for example, the 3 a.m. candle. I'm a London trader. I work New York time, so the 3 a.m. candle. I know every day that 3 a.m. candle is going to be my candle, right?
Yeah.
I know for a fact in that 3 a.m. candle there are 4 quarters. I know if my grab only comes in Q4 in the last 15 minutes,
Yeah.
it's going to hit SL. So I'm not going to take those trades.
Yeah.
Right, that is how I quantify my results. How do you quantify yours using order blocks when it comes different times at different ranges of the order block size, all those things? How do you?
Yeah, basically the same. So for me, I have high probability order blocks, then I have lower probability order blocks, you know. And working with those order blocks is, for me, I also look at time and price and volume. You know, like you said, if you only get a sweep or a grab of liquidity at like a certain time, then you know, okay, what the probabilities are of that, you know. So I basically work at the same. But then I also tie it in with a fib that I use. So my fib would either tell me, okay, what are the probabilities of price continuing against my order block, you know, and then sweeping the order block and continuing, or what the probabilities are of it sweeping it and coming back into the range to then go towards the next low or the next high. You know what I'm saying? So that's also how I work it.
That makes sense to you, Ibrahim.
Like 80%. I need to see it actually, man. I need to see it on a chart now to be able to tell.
Yeah. So my order blocks are also so different to every trader that comes into my system or like the way I trade. For me, it's super easy to spot an order block because I look at a certain range high and lows, you know, based on a certain time frame, and then I scale down based on that.
You have your fib on the range and you look for the order block within the range of the fib.
What do you mean?
Like if you have your range, your high and your low, your entry point will be either below the 50%, an order block that is below the 50%.
So
something like that.
Okay, so I'm going to explain my day trading, not my day trading, my swing trading strategy now, basically, right?
Listen, guys.
So
listen.
for my swing trading strategy, right, I then look for an order block low and an order block high, you know? Those will then create a range for me, okay? If I find that range and I can spot a fair value gap or or an imbalance within that range, okay, then I know it's acting as a magnet for price to pull towards it, right? Whatever the market does based on time and price, I then work my probabilities based on that to see, okay, is it already within that fair value gap or within that imbalance, right? Because if it's already in that imbalance, that objective that the market had is already fulfilled.
It's met, yeah.
Now it's met. So now it's going to look for a different objective to meet. You get what I'm saying? So if the market then opens after that, it would then either go for the order block low or the order block high, depending on where that imbalance is. If there's no imbalance, then price will then automatically just go towards the order block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean.
And then within that, right, I then see, okay, what types of confirmations am I getting on the 1 hour time frame? if I get a confirmation on the 1 hour time frame based on that fair value gap or that imbalance that the market has created, then I see whether there's an entry or not. If I spot an entry, I enter immediately. So I then have two different entry models, right? I have an impulse entry model where, let's say the market just opens, and then it spikes towards the fair value gap or the imbalance to fill it out. Then I enter immediately on that. Thereafter, the thanks and goes towards the order block high or low. You know what I'm saying? So it's either that, or if the market is already within that imbalance, based on my FOB, my 78.6, as soon as the market then opens and that previous fair value gap or imbalance is already met, then it will most likely go for the order block high or the order block low, depending on where price is, And then thereafter, I then see, okay, do I want to trade it up in towards the order block from like a day trading or scalping point of view? Or am I looking to take the opposite where price sweeps the order block high or low, depending on where it is based on time and price? If it's fairly close to the order block, I look for the order block to be taken out. If the market closes with a certain type of candle body within the range, then I know, okay, price has swept the high, and then it's most likely going to go towards the order block low.
Yeah.
So that's it. You can't look at the market from
In a nutshell.
in a nutshell. Yeah. You need to be fluid. You need to be like water, like Bruce Lee said.
Yeah.
So I always tell my students, look at it from both perspectives. Look for buys and look for sells, but still have an overall directional bias.
Which one is going to give you the higher probability?
Exactly. It's all about probabilities.
So how do you advertise is TikTok your main source of advertisement for your
Yeah, basically.
You
Telegram
don't
group?
even advertise your
I
mentorship.
don't, you know why? Because as soon as I post a video, people are like, bro, I want to sign up. I want to work with you.
That's your advertisement already.
That's my advertising already. Then they're like, I want to work with you. And then they sign up. Then I don't have time to post because most of my time is spent with my students.
I see a lot of times like your most liked videos. I wouldn't say it was like I have no reference point, but like a lot of people in the comments seem to take your takes as very controversial.
Yeah.
And then your comments is always like doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. It won't work for me. This is proven. So like
Come on, man.
are you, because I see like you never explain yourself in the comments. You always like, okay buddy, okay, no problem. So is that how you deal with people that's trying to get their eyes out of you?
My thing is, I'm an actual trader. I don't get triggered by comments. If I say
This
shit,
man, my bro.
the thing is, if you get triggered by comments or you get triggered by other people's point of views, then you're not emotionally strong enough to deal with the markets.
Your focus is elsewhere.
Your focus is elsewhere, So if I say, okay, buddy, I'm not going to argue with you because I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have proven data to show you. Or if they comment or say something, then I'm like, okay, make a video and show us. If you can't do that,
Shut
are you big?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Now, like I always say, my people disagree with him because he says it like it is, man. It's stuff that they don't want to hear. People, if for example, I tell you, look here, you can make 100K if you give 5 years of effort now. In the next 5 years, I promise you'll make 100K. What are you gonna tell?
It's too long.
It's too long, but a doctor will study for 7 years to make that 100K in his was now month. I don't know how much doctors get paid, but do you know what I mean?
But you didn't add the doctor in your initial.
Exactly. So why when you think of forex as a get rich quick thing, when you have to, like any profession, you have to give it the time, go through the exams, all that stuff, bro.
I think it's because of how it's promoted, man.
Exactly.
Facts.
And it's all of these scammy type brokers and all of these scammy type mentors or fintors or whatever the hell we want to call it. Furus, yeah. Because they themselves don't actually know what they're talking about,
Go for it. Sorry.
And then, sorry, just to touch on that also. I have friends who are doctors, but the type of time they put into their craft is ungodly.
Very facts.
They work night and day, 24, 30 something hours straight, If you did that to be a trader, right? you'd
will
become
be the best.
profitable.
You will be the 0.5%. You won't even be the 1%, my bro. You'll be the 0.5%.
And at the end of the day, sorry, this is how I also look at it. You know, it doesn't matter how long it takes you, but then once you get to that point, you can spend 15 minutes on the chart for the day, then you're done.
Literally.
As opposed to a doctor who still needs to work 30 something hours.
Not that we are, where's the
Straight.
camera? Not that we're comparing doctors and
Oh,
forex
doctors.
traders.
Yes.
Let's
we love all doctors, guys. We love all doctors. Yeah.
But just to, before we moved on, just to touch on that, because a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of TikTok forex traders are only, like, the TikTok start with them shouting and celebrating that they made money, but it's not really the journey to get there. So that could have even been a screenshot that they're showing us from someone else. So I think it's that also that drives the people, like, it's,
Nah, he's
it's
talking
possible.
about the lotto traders, man.
Oh yeah.
They just buy now and hope for the best.
Yes.
I'm talking in general, like there's more TikToks on TikTok about people celebrating wins than people talking about losses, man. Do you know what I mean? So people don't really know
That what you're talking about is when they're trading news events and they're entering the market before, like 3:30, a minute before. They're saying, guys, based on X, Y, and Z, it's gonna buy now.
No.
No, I'm trying to explain to you, man. Like they're not that
The
in the
TikTok
moment.
starts with him celebrating. They didn't talk before. The TikTok, 100,000.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a news event that happened, and they 1,000 rand that they invested just shot up to like 60K now. So that's why they're celebrating.
It's possible. So basically, what you guys are trying to say, it is
It is
possible.
possible, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like flipping a coin, my bro.
But
It's a 50-50.
the issue is, it's possible, but it's not always probable. So you can't measure it.
I think that's gonna be the title of this video, no?
You can't. Yesterday was NFP again. There was a trader. I went on Instagram. Bro was floating, I don't know how much. And then he's like, guys, look here, I made, I think like 30K in how many minutes? And then you know what happened after NFP? You saw NFP.
I actually didn't, bro.
It was highly volatile.
No? For how long?
I think it was like,
30 minutes.
yeah. And thereafter,
And
it
his
found
emotions
structure.
is going up and down, up and down.
No, not that. But like, he was like, guys, I made so and so much in 10 seconds. And then the video cut. You get what I'm
See,
saying?
that is how they want to flow shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
They're
saying.
not fully transparent with you, my bro.
But a few seconds after that, the market tanked and then it went into that direction again, you know? So what happened in between? I explained the in between, you know? They just highlight everything.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Look here, we're gonna wrap up now. I think
Okay.
the people, I don't even think their attention span is so long. If you are still here, salute. But I want to ask you to give 2 words of advice, and there's a reason behind this for content. So firstly, the content one. Any advice that you want to give to all the unregulated or unregistered signal providers out there?
Get your shit right. Look, for me also, sorry, just to end off, right? I don't provide signals. I say what I'm expecting to my students just based off of my understanding, you know? And then I post the setup there for them to then gauge it based on their understanding of what they learned in the market.
So they come up with their own entry model.
They have our entry model. I post whatever levels I'm looking at.
That business language, my bro. We know it's only you, bro. I'm joking, man.
I post whatever levels I'm looking at, and then they make their decision whether they want to buy or sell based on the entry criteria that's there, you know? So I'm never like, buy now, sell now, because at the end of the day, if someone is just saying buy now, sell now, there's nothing behind what you are doing. So you're still just going to be lost if you do it on your own, you know? So, yeah, sorry.
And then lastly, advice that you will give to anyone that feels that they can't make it in trading. Because there's a lot of people that hear you talk about Forex and they're like, nah, I'm clueless now. Like they just give up from there. I know trading isn't for everyone, but for someone that is in the game that is wanting to give up because they're not getting it.
Sign up for my course. Let's say.
No. I won't say that. If you think you can make it, you will. If you think you can't, you won't. That's just it, you know? everyone is not meant to be a trader. You know, if you feel like you're not meant to be a trader, stay out of it or become our liquidity. Right? We want your money in the market to take it. But yeah, that's it.
Nah, John, it was fun. Very informative, guys. I actually wanted to wear tie for today's episode. Ahmad said no.
Nah, you did. You even wanted to wear pointy shoes, and I was like, nah, relax.
But yeah, Ahmad, do you have any last words?
Nah, I think that this episode was very informative. Look, I played the role of the person that didn't know anything. I obviously know a lot also, but I had to bring it down just so that if there is anyone that thought, okay, let me find out what it's about, I feel like today's episode would have point you in a direction for you to decide if this is for you or not, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many stuff that we haven't spoken about. Maybe there'll be a part 2. We don't know.
TBC.
TBC, yeah. With that being said, guys, my name's Uriah.
My name's Ahmad.
I'm FxFATHER.
And you're hanging with homies.
Yeah. 021 stand up. Clutch control. Bling, blow, yeah. Bling, yeah, blow.